It was a warm summer morning, and the air in Morningside was filled with an exciting anticipation. Noah had just gotten off work at the Dawnville laundromat and was riding his bike to Starlake Cottage, carrying a bag of laundry. He thought it was just an ordinary errand, but the moment he rang the doorbell, everything changed quietly. Emma opened the door, wearing a light silk pajamas, and the morning light outlined her elegant figure. Her long chestnut hair was draped over her shoulders, and her eyes were warm and gentle, with a hint of heartwarming playfulness. Noah's heartbeat quickened slightly. He told himself that this was just work, but he couldn't ignore the subtle invitation in her eyes. "Noah, good morning," Emma said with a smile, her voice soft and lazy in the morning, like a whispered secret. "Good morning, Emma. I'm here to drop off the laundry and pick up a change of clothes." Noah tried to remain calm, handing over the package and trying to ignore the faint curves under her pajamas. Emma smiled apologetically, a sly glint in her eyes. "The laundry is still in the laundry room. I didn't have time to pick it up last night. Would you mind getting it yourself?" Noah nodded and walked into the laundry room. The basket was filled with clothes, emitting a faint lavender scent. He sorted them one by one, but his eyes were involuntarily drawn to Emma's clothes, a black lace shirt, elegant and delicate, like an extension of herself. Next to it were the clothes of her daughters Ava and Lily, with a youthful atmosphere. Noah felt an inexplicable warmth surge in his heart, and Emma's appearance just now appeared in his mind, her smile, her eyes, and that irresistible charm. His breathing became rapid, and his heart was struggling between reason and curiosity, as if standing on a dangerous but tempting boundary. As Noah sorted through the laundry room, his mind wandered. He tried to focus on his work, but Emma's scent lingered in the air, the faint scent of her perfume unsettling him. Her nightgown was so thin it was almost see-through, and the image of that moment lingered in his mind. He shook his head, trying to convince himself it was just his imagination, but his body's reaction was honest enough to be embarrassing. The laundry room door suddenly opened, revealing Emma, dressed in a black suit. A white shirt framed her figure, while black stockings and high heels added a touch of sophistication. She saw Noah holding her clothes, and a flicker of surprise crossed her face, then a complex tenderness. Ava's voice drifted from upstairs, "Mom, I'm going to work." Emma quickly closed the door and whispered, "Be careful." Her movements were swift and natural, but her gaze lingered on Noah, a hint of probing that made one's heart ache. There were only the two of them in the room, and the air seemed to freeze. Noah's heart was beating like a drum. He wanted to explain, but Emma's gaze made him unable to speak. There was curiosity, hesitation, and a hint of hidden warmth in her eyes. She took a step closer and gently touched his arm. The movement was gentle, but it was like lighting a fire. Noah felt a warm current flowing through his body. This was an intimacy he had never experienced before. Countless thoughts flashed through his mind. Is this appropriate? What will change? But her touch made him feel a kind of trust, a tacit understanding of willingness to explore the unknown. "Noah, are you okay?" Emma's voice was low and concerned, like a whisper in her ear, warm and dangerous. He nodded, his throat dry. "I just didn't expect this." She smiled, a sly look in her eyes. "Sometimes, life gives us some unexpected moments. What do you think?" Her fingers gently stroked his arm and paused for a moment, as if time was stretched. Noah felt her breath approach, a faint scent of perfume that made him hold his breath. He whispered, "I don't know what it is, but it feels special." Emma's eyes softened, and she moved closer, her voice almost whispering, "Special moments require special trust. Do you trust me?" Her fingers lingered on his wrist, and the warm touch was like an electric current, making his heart beat faster. Noah nodded, feeling her warmth closer. His hand unconsciously touched her shoulder, feeling the softness beneath her clothing. The distance between them gradually disappeared, and their eyes met, as if sharing a secret that no one else knew. Her hand gently rested on his chest, like an invitation, also like a comfort. Noah felt a mixture of excitement and anxiety, but he knew that in this moment, they were both exploring a new possibility. Time seemed to stand still. Emma's touch was gentle yet firm, and Noah felt his heartbeat sync with hers. He looked down at her, feeling a closeness he had never felt before. She whispered, "We don't need to define this, as long as we both agree." There was a hint of defiance in her tone, and a glint in her eyes that was heartwarming. Noah's inner struggle gradually subsided, replaced by a calm trust. He gently held her hand, feeling the warmth of her palm. They stood in the laundry room, their silence filled with understanding. They hadn't crossed any further boundaries, but this moment of intimacy had quietly transformed their relationship. After leaving Starlake Lodge, Noah's mind was consumed by Emma. He returned home to Morningside and tried to calm down, but the subtle tension lingered. The following weekend, Emma invited him to a party at Starlake Lodge. Her two friends, Olivia and Sophia, and their friends Ethan and Mia, would also be there. Noah hesitated, but curiosity and an unspoken attraction made it impossible to refuse. That evening, the living room of Starlake Cottage was ablaze with lights, flickering candlelight, and crackling logs in the fireplace. Olivia was a bold and passionate woman, her laughter like a bell, always lighting the mood. Sophia was gentle and reserved, her eyes always tinged with contemplation. Ethan was steady and reliable, while Mia was lively and playful. Noah sat on the sofa, feeling the coolness of his wine glass, his eyes involuntarily following Emma. She wore a dark blue dress, the hem of which swayed gently as she walked, revealing the graceful curve of her calves. After dinner, they moved to the terrace. Moonlight shone on the wooden floor of the Starlake cabin, and the night breeze brought the coolness of the lake water. Emma stood by the railing, the wind ruffling her hair. When Noah approached, she turned, a hint of a smile in her eyes. "Do you like it here?" she asked, her voice low, as if speaking only to him. "Beautiful," Noah replied, his eyes lingering on her face, "especially tonight." His voice dropped unconsciously, taking on a warmth that he wasn't even aware of. Emma's lips curled up, and she leaned in closer, her shoulder almost touching his arm. "There's something special about tonight," she said, a sly glint in her eye. "Don't you think?" Noah felt her breath approach, warm and gentle. His heartbeat quickened. He tried to remain calm, but her presence was impossible to ignore. He whispered, "Yeah, it's like something's changing." Their conversation was interrupted by Olivia's laughter, as she approached, drink in hand, to join the conversation. Sophia, Ethan, and Mia soon joined in, and the conversation shifted from mundane matters to more personal ones. Olivia confessed that she'd recently felt a sense of monotony in her life and longed for new experiences. Sophia shared her fear and curiosity about the unknown. Emma's gaze flicked to Noah from time to time, a touching, tentative look, as if inviting him to join in the exploration. The next night, the party continued, the atmosphere more intimate. In the living room of Starlake Cottage, candlelight stretched everyone's shadows into long, slender shapes. Emma suggested playing a game, everyone share a dark secret. Noah felt a sense of nervousness, but he couldn't refuse her invitation. When it was Emma's turn, her eyes locked with Noah, and her voice was low. "I've always felt that life needs some adventure, even if it's just to get close to someone and feel that heart-pounding moment." Her gaze was like an electric current, and Noah felt his cheeks heat up. He tried to respond, but his throat felt like it was choking. Olivia smiled, breaking the silence and sharing her secret, lightening the mood. But Noah's attention remained fixed on Emma. Every movement she made, the way she adjusted her hair, the way she sipped her wine, was imbued with an irresistible charm. After the game, they dispersed, each wandering around the cabin. Noah found himself on the patio, Emma standing beside him. She leaned in closer, her shoulder almost touching his. The scent of her perfume wafted on the night air, making him hold his breath. "You seem a little distracted tonight," she said, a hint of teasing in her tone. Noah smiled, trying to hide the turmoil in his heart. I'm just a little affected by tonight's atmosphere. He paused, mustering up his courage. "What about you? Why do you always make me feel a little dangerous?" Emma's eyes flickered with a smile. She leaned closer, her voice lowered to a whisper. "Maybe it's because I think you want to take a risk too." Her fingers gently touched his wrist, lingering for a moment, then retracted. That brief contact made Noah's heart beat wildly. He wanted to move closer, but he restrained himself. Countless thoughts raced through his mind. Was this friendship, or something else? But there was a trust in her gaze that made him feel safe and excited. They didn't speak again, just stood on the terrace, the moonlight streaming down them, a silence that held a dangerous tacit understanding. On Sunday morning, the Starlake cottage was bathed in the morning light. Noah, Emma, Olivia, Sophia, Ethan, and Mia sat around the dining table, sipping coffee and sharing jokes from the previous night. No one mentioned the intimate moments, but their eyes held a new connection. Emma's gaze flicked to Noah from time to time, with a touch of heartwarming ambiguity that filled him with a strange warmth. After breakfast, they decided to go for a walk around Moonshadow Lake. Along the lakeside path, Noah and Emma walked side by side, their pace neither hurried nor slow. Her fingers brushed his arm, seemingly unintentional, yet with a hint of provocation. A complex mix of emotions surged within Noah. He longed to be closer, yet feared to alter the balance between them. He whispered, "Last night, do you think we crossed some line?" Emma stopped and turned to him, a smile in her eyes. "Boundaries," she said, her voice soft. "I think we just understand each other better. Don't you think?" Noah nodded, feeling her gaze pierce through him. He wanted to say something, but the distant voices of Olivia and Sophia interrupted their conversation. They joined the others and continued their stroll along the lake, their laughter echoing in the morning air. Back at the cabin, they began packing their belongings, preparing to return to their respective lives in Morningside. Noah stood on the terrace, gazing out at the lake one last time. Emma came over and stood beside him. She didn't say anything, but gently touched his shoulder, a silent promise. Noah felt a warm feeling well up inside him, knowing that this wasn't just a reunion, but a new beginning. During their time in Morningside, Noah and Emma's interactions became more frequent. They would share coffee and small details of their lives, their trust gradually deepening. Olivia, Sophia, Ethan, and Mia occasionally joined in, and their gatherings were filled with laughter and subtle tension. Every time Emma's eyes rested on Noah, he could feel that familiar electric current, a mixture of excitement and reassurance. In the final scene, they returned to Starlake Lodge, sitting on the terrace, moonlight streaming down their faces. Emma raises her glass, smiles, and says, "To new adventures." Her gaze sweeps over Noah with a touch of heartwarming ambiguity. Noah raises his glass in response, feeling a lightness he's never felt before. He knows this is just the beginning, a connection brimming with possibilities, waiting for them to explore together.